Hello everybody, Eric here, and we are at the Stevenson Vine Project Community Garden. And today I'm going to take you on a little journey with me as I harvest some fruits here in the garden and do a little work in the garden. Before we get to doing all of that, make sure you like this video, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and share this video. Over here we had Swiss chard growing. However, they have started to die. Because we unfortunately did not water them in time. The rain that has been coming on and off has really kind of messed up our watering schedule for the garden. You can see here that the green onions are doing pretty well. They have such great growth, and I'm going to harvest some of those today. Over here to our right, our tomatoes are growing very rapidly at a fast pace, and it's hard to keep up with them. This plant has grown exponentially. Keep up with us. Make sure you subscribe, because a video will be coming soon about indeterminate versus determinate types of plants, and we'll go in depth in discussing what those differences are. But we're gonna harvest some tomatoes today. As you can see, there are a lot that are ready. I forgot to bring our rubber bands to tie up the tomato plants to the vertical trellis. I don't know what has been eating here. I just caught it. I really hope the deer haven't come by and eat it. I think the deer have come by again. Wow. Side note, we put this gate up. We got the supplies from Lowe's and Home Depot for the fencing, and we used some. At first we had wooden stakes, but they weren't strong enough, so we installed some T-posts in replace of those wooden stakes. You can see we left up like 2 of the wooden stakes, or 3, but we used T-posts, and that helped out so far, but I'm not really sure how we lost the tops of our tomato plants. The deer had to come by and eat those. That's strange. Let us know in the comments if you have problems with deer. Because when we first created the garden here, we had really bad problems with the deer eating all of the tomato plants and any other type of vegetation. But so far, things have been pretty a-okay. Right here we have newly planted green beans coming up. You can see they're starting to form their flowers. We'll be able to harvest those before winter comes. We're going to get rid of these this week, and I'm going to have the students plant more green beans over here, or maybe another plant that would be a companion plant for the green bean that can give a fast harvest. And so the idea for having the cucumbers on the other side of the vertical trellis was that as winter comes, the tomatoes will start to die off, and you can see how the tomatoes are having like the turning brown on their leaves. That's a sign like they're wilting and starting to die off. And as winter comes, well, fall comes, you know, tomatoes, they're gonna reach their peak of harvest. And so as that happens, we'll have our cucumbers maturing and growing cucumber fruit. And then over here to our right, the right of the cucumbers, we have butternut squash growing, and it's getting pretty big. We're gonna this week add some more compost to the area to just give it more feed, and add more soil. And then over here in one of our raised beds, we have our mustard still growing. We're gonna harvest some of those today. And you can see we got a little friend here, our little ladybug friend. We planted so many carrots over here, but It's either because the rain, it was so much rain, and then we didn't come out for like 2 days to water since it had already rained, that some of the carrot seeds didn't take, and so they died off. But we were able to have at least 4 take, and so we have 4 new carrot plants growing here. I don't know if I really want to have the students plant more. I don't want to waste more seeds, so we're just gonna play it by ear. We might harvest these carrots here today. They may be a little small, but I want to harvest them because they've been growing since spring, and so at some point we're gonna have to harvest them. So yeah. And then over here we have our bell pepper. We got one little bell pepper starting to form right there. And then another, I don't know if that's gonna become a bell pepper or what, we'll see. And then we have our red leaf romaine lettuce growing. I think we planted more lettuce here, I believe so. It hasn't come up yet. It'll probably come up in another few days, hopefully. I might add some more worm castings here to help the soil because it looks a little dry and I don't really like that, so we're gonna take care of that. We're gonna maybe harvest some kale. I'm not sure yet. I think I will, just so people can add it to their salads, you know, something like that. And over here we have some flowers along with our bell pepper and eggplants. We did harvest 2 eggplants from these, one from each plant, but I think, you know, these don't look too good. I don't really know what their issue is at this point in time. I'll do a little research, but I really don't know right now what's happening to them. Maybe it's just too hot for them or what have you. But we'll do a little research and see. And then over here we have tomato plants along with some more flowers and a green onion. You can see we have 1 tomato plant growing, 2, focus, there we go, 1, 2, 3, I saw another one, 4 is right there. I don't know if you guys can see. Let's try to go on this side. 4. Oh, I think something burrowed in here. Yeah, there's something in there. I'm gonna just remove that one. So when your tomatoes start having things like that, the hole, like a perfect hole, that means a caterpillar has already gotten to it. So I'm gonna spray our tomato plants as well with some neem oil. I'm just gonna toss this one to the deer, and the deer can have that tomato. But I'm gonna spray everything with neem oil, our neem oil spray, so that we won't have any more issues like that, hopefully, for the rest of this particular season. Over here we have our beautiful flower bed. You can see all the different flowers we have, and the students mainly did this section. I wanted to have a section for like the bees, the butterflies, the hummingbirds to come and get their nectar, whatever they need to continue to live. I would like to extend this flower bed to at least another, at least 1.5 feet, extend it to have a larger variety of flowers for all the pollinators, you know, just to give them something to have. Alright guys, we're done here, but we still have one more garden to go to, so let's head over there real quick to see what needs to be done there. So we're here at another garden here in DeKalb County. It's at a school where we oversee Project G.R.A.P.E with more students. So let's go through the garden. It's pretty big and we have some new things growing and a lot of more work to do. So let's check it out. I recently moved both of the okra plants to the outside of the entryway of this covered raised bed area here and bucket area because they, as you can see, they are super tall. They're taller than me. They're at least what, 7-8 feet tall. So those are super tall, and we already harvested some okra, and you can see more flowers starting to come in here and come in here with more leaves. And then at the tippy tops of the tall okra plants, there are more okra already coming. So I'm pretty happy about that. This is the tallest one, and it has at least 3 to 4 flowers on it at the top. And I'm sure it's gonna get even bigger by it being directly in the sun. I just watered everything inside of here. This is our new lettuce raised bed. It'll grow more of the red leaf romaine lettuce. We have more eggplant growing. We have this beauty here growing. I'll put in the comment section what type of eggplants and what type of lettuce, what type of tomatoes. I'll put everything in the description box of the actual name of the plants that we're growing so that you guys can do the same. And look at that. Inside of the flower is so pretty. So we have 3 more flowers on here. Hopefully we are able to get them pollinated. And we have some more rosemary here. I'm gonna harvest some rosemary to give out to the families tomorrow. We have 1 single tomato there. I'm gonna go ahead and pick it now. Add it to the harvest pack. And then over here is our herb raised bed area. We have some parsley, cilantro, and basil growing. And I'm gonna harvest some basil a little later on. Some green onion over here along with a mushroom. That should be dried up soon. I've noticed lately, because of all the rain, a lot of mushrooms are just popping up everywhere. I have yet to harvest these little lettuce seeds here. I need to do that soon because I didn't do it over here, and some of the lettuce dropped. Some of the seeds from the lettuce plants dropped and started growing. So I'm just gonna let those do what it do. You know, let them come up when they want to. But I need to get those. We got more tomato plants over here. Got a little baby tomato here. I think these are our cherry tomatoes. Either cherry or grape tomatoes. Right here. Just like this one. It'll be this size when it's ready to be picked. We have some cucumber seeds that the students planted last week here. And like I said before, if you want to do any vertical trellising, which will you could do that in any small environment, whether on your patio, in a large whiskey barrel, you can do that. Check out our video on that, how to do it. Over here we have more tomatoes growing. Look at all those clusters of tomatoes. I can't wait till they are ready. The students added the support about 2 weeks ago, and the tomatoes are doing pretty well. I just watered them. I just watered the zucchini here. I don't know if this zucchini is going to do good. I might plant some. I think I'll have the students plant some green beans next to it this upcoming week. Maybe it'll do good then. Add some more compost and things like that. Right here, our collard greens are doing okay. I mean, they're pretty much the same size from when you guys last saw them. Hopefully they get bigger as the temperatures cool down just a bit. This bed is empty. We just have some onions right there that will probably come back soon. Over here we have ginger, a whole entire row of ginger. The students cleaned out this row, and it looks pretty nice. I'm gonna edge it with the spade again to make the rows more prominent. And then we finally were able, I don't have a picture. If I do have a picture in my camera roll, I'm gonna show you guys what this bed looked like before. It was covered in weeds galore. There were so many weeds over here, but the students cleaned it out some. You can see some of the debris there. But the students did a pretty bang up job with cleaning out this bed, well, this row. And so we might plant like radishes, some green beans maybe, just to, you know, utilize the space and not just let it be bare and dry up. So I do want to get something in, just use this time wisely. So over here in our old corn green bean area, where we did our video right here about the life cycle of corn, we have an amazing surprise for you guys. This is our first time growing zucchini, and the growth that this first zucchini fruit has shown is outstanding. So right here we have our first zucchini plant. It's so big. We actually have 3 zucchinis growing right now, and then we have a lot of other fruit flowers coming up right behind them. And so with this first zucchini, I believe that with all of the green bean plants that we had in this area, all of that nitrogen being in the ground, it gave that natural fertilization for our zucchini plants. And we have 3 zucchini plants right here. This one behind me right here is starting to flower, and we're gonna harvest this zucchini right here. I'm gonna cut 3 to 5 inches away from the actual plant. That's my ability. There we go. And look at this beauty. Look at that. There's no holes in it from any like squash beetle. There's no really any damage on it from any bugs or anything. This is so cool. We do have the green beans from this summer still here, but we're gonna have the students plant more green beans. And then over here we had them remove the big weeds, and we're gonna lay down some cardboard and add compost and soil on top of it, so it'll prevent any weeds from growing for a few weeks, until the cardboard eventually decomposes. But yeah, we're gonna add some butternut squash here, or some winter squash. Yeah, we'll probably do either butternut squash or winter squash, or maybe like a mixture for right there, so we can still utilize this area and not let it go to waste. And then over here we're just gonna add more green beans, maybe some beets, radishes, something that can be harvested within like 5 to 6 weeks. But that's the plan for this area over here. Well guys, that has been everything that we needed to do in the garden, from watering to harvesting. I wanted to just show you guys what updates we had in the garden this month in September. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, comment for more content in relating to our garden tours. Also, make sure to click the notification bell to be notified of when we drop new videos. Next video, we'll be talking about how to grow squash, whether that be butternut squash, winter squash, zucchini, cucumbers, pumpkins, watermelons, all of that. So make sure you subscribe, watch the videos, hear the playlist of life cycles. If you are still growing tomatoes, cucumbers, green beans in your garden right now. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at EBLLCINC, and on TikTok at Project G.R.A.P.E. We will see you guys later in the garden. Bye.